What's going on, everyone? It's Brennan. Welcome to the channel. Decided to make this video because as a young man in his 20s, there's a lot of things that I look back on that I wish that I'd done differently in my early 20s and late teens that would have led to, I guess, just a different life where I'd be at a different stage of development. And I just figured that it's important to share this information, or at least to share my opinion or my experience for people who are, in their early 20s and trying to figure out what to do with their lives. But the main thing that I kind of slept on or kind of messed up in a way is that I didn't necessarily jump into a job where that was like a qualification or a recognized trade. I worked just jobs here and there, like I did retail stuff, I did a couple of like business related things, but none of them were actually in a qualified trade. And the issue with not working in a qualified trade or any of these things is that it means that whatever you're doing, essentially anyone else can do that job if they desire to. Like, say you're working in retail, you can get replaced by any other person who wants to work in retail. What I do now is I climb trees for a living, so an arborist. That is a very niche and specific job to have. As an arborist, you can do things that the average person can't do, and therefore there is a different amount of supply and demand. Obviously, you earn more because what you're doing is a skill that not many people can do. Like, not many people can just remove trees. They do have to pay for someone to do that, and there are only a small amount of people in the world who can do such a thing, which is why it is an intelligent thing to do, to become qualified in a recognized trade. Because, as I said, you have a skill that not many other people have, and there's a career path that follows that. There's certain steps that you can take to slowly work yourself up the ladder to earn more and more of an income, because as a grown man, like, you want to be able to provide for the people around you and be abundant with the way that you spend your money and share your wealth. So that's the first one. Doesn't even have to be a trade, just become qualified in some form of area of work where you need to have a qualification of sorts. Otherwise, anyone can just do what you're doing. Like, you wouldn't just work at the local supermarket. Anyone can do that. So next up, I wish I lived with my friends. I'm sure there's plenty of people who live with their friends who think the opposite, maybe, but from what I understand, or what I feel, your 20s is the time where you want to get the most growth happening, because when you hit your 30s, that's what I've always considered to be the time to settle down. That's when the maternal clock on women begins to slow down. People want to get married, people want to have kids. It's just the natural era to move into that portion of your life. And I feel like your 20s is when you're meant to figure things out, you're meant to make your mistakes, you're meant to go through heartbreaks and lose friendships and all of just the crazy stuff that comes with it. And one thing that I regret not doing is getting my best friends or my close friends and living together, because I currently live with friends now, and it's the most fun I've ever had. Being able to come home and just talk shit with your mates, see what they're up to, like even just small things like going down the shops and hanging out and having parties and just enjoying each other's company. It's very important, because when I look back on life, all of my most fond memories have been just hanging out with the boys, like hanging out with my friends, doing mindless things like going to the beach, going and grabbing food together and just talking and eating, playing music together, just all of the small things. And I feel like if you live with your friends when you're younger, you develop certain bonds that you don't necessarily develop when you live on your own, or you remain living with your parents and doing all these kinds of things. It's just a lot of fun life experience that you can develop from having lived with like close friends. I just wish that I'd done it earlier. As well as, when you move out of home as well, there's a certain level of responsibility that you bear where you have to take care of yourself. You have to be in control of your finances, and have a stable job, and making sure that you're actually an adult. There's a lot of adulting that comes with moving out, which I don't feel you can put a monetary value on. I know that once I moved out of home, I went through many, many experiences which could not have happened if I didn't put myself in the situation of, having to fend for myself and have responsibilities and work, So I highly recommend that. Like, go and live with your friends, go and have fun, because there's a point where you're going to have a family and settle down, and that era of your life is most likely going to end. But you want to also have those memories and those bonds with your friends where they still stick around in your life throughout, hopefully till the end of time. The next one as well is to do with your friends. Like, go and travel. Traveling is something that I slept on for a decent amount of time. There's not much else to say about it. Like, again, like in your 20s, it's the time to go and explore and have fun and like build these bonds and figure out, like, maybe you might end up wanting to move to another country or learn a different language, or you might meet certain people that you just feel drawn to in different parts of the world. And it's worth going through those experiences because, as I said, like in your 30s, that's kind of, your 30s is when you want to settle down. 30s is when you want to like kind of figure it out. You've decided on, a career path perhaps. You've decided on a girl. You've decided on having a family, where you want to live. And there's a lot of investment involved with that. And so you want to have the most like expansive experience throughout your 20s in discovering the kind of people you want to be around, discovering who you are, discovering who you want to become, what kind of family you want to have, and what job and career and activities and, creative endeavors you want to have developed. So again, go travel, like go around the world. There's the other hand of wanting to save up for a house, and there's obviously pros and cons with everything, but I feel like there's pretty significant ways to go and travel and enjoy yourself for a year or 2 years and come back with a lot of introspection on how you want to live your life. The fourth one is the obvious, like exercise and take care of your body. A lot of people have this, it's said all the time, everyone hears it growing up, take care of your body because it catches up on you, it catches up on you, it catches up on you. You don't, like, your body doesn't have to decay. Like, I believe in the concept of never peaking, never wanting to peak, never looking back and saying, oh man, that was like the best time of my life. That was when I was earning the most, felt the best, had the most friends, was seeing the most people. Like, you never want to hit that. You want to be working toward a greater version of yourself every single day. You never want to settle or go downhill. So I don't believe in ever peaking. And to do that, exercise and taking care of yourself is really important. Like, get up and drink a liter of water in the morning first thing. Don't smoke, don't drink energy drinks. Don't put shit into your body, because coming from a place of personal experience, I was extremely unhealthy for a very long time. I lived off like McDonald's and KFC and fish and chips and just drinking Mountain Dew and candy and like just sugar and fat and nothing healthy ever. I never worked out. I never I was just like your typical NEET where I just like sit at home and play video games and just consume just garbage. And the time came where I wasn't happy with how I looked. I wasn't happy with what I was capable of doing in life. And so I flicked the switch, and I've been 3-4 years into actively working out, doing martial arts, taking care of myself and like pushing my body. And even at 28 years old, I am finding like pretty significant roadblocks along the way to do with my body, to do with just the decay that my body had gone through from not being nurtured correctly from such a long time of neglect. And although I am still overcoming things and I'm going to reach where I want to get, it's still delayed how long it's going to take me to get to my goals. So I feel it's very important to take care of yourself. Like, that doesn't mean not to have fun. Like, don't not have fun, don't not go out, don't not party and do what you want to do, but just make sure that you're doing it in a way where you are taking care of yourself. Like if you do go out and party super hard, make sure that you have, food and drink and all these things at home to make sure that you recover correctly and that you're not abusing your body. Like take serious care of it, because you're in this vessel for your entire life, and like if you don't take care of it, you're not going to have the greatest enjoyment. You're not going to be able to do the things that you want to do. Like you see so many people who drink energy drinks and smoke cigarettes and just eat garbage constantly, and the moment they hit their mid-30s, their body just like completely fucks out on them. They have bodily pains, they can't move properly, they've always got headaches, they've always got like something wrong with them. And you don't want to become that guy. You never want your body to decay, because it never has to. Like when you hit like your 80s, you're getting closer to to passing on to the next realm, and your body will put in natural measures to slowly decay itself to make the transformation seamless. But up until then, man, never quit. Like never stop working out, never stop pushing yourself, never stop testing what your limitations are, because that's where the fulfillment in life comes from and the enjoyment of life comes from. It comes from pushing yourself and learning and developing and being able to create something that's never been created before. That's the whole point of it. It's just the eternal expansion of creativity and consciousness. So again, have fun, but don't destroy your brain, don't destroy your body. Take care of yourself. Sleep well, eat well, drink well, diet well, fucking exercise well, and work, as I said, like a rewarding career. One thing that I've always believed is if you ever want to like relate back to a single concept, it's to live with your future self in mind. That's what I do every day. With every decision and every action that I take, I think, would my future self be happy with this? Is he going to look back and be thankful that I put in this effort? Because you are your current self only in this present moment. The things that you do, like if you want to play video games or eat poorly or do something for like an immediate like dopamine release, that's only your current self who benefits from that. So I had to remember the word. But as I said, it's only your present self who benefits from that. It doesn't benefit your future self, and your future self is who you are for the rest of eternity. Your future self is the person you wake up tomorrow, in a week, in a month, in 5 years, in 10 years. So always be working toward that person, because they are who you are. They are who you will wake up feeling. And outside of all of the random kind of materialistic things that you do in this moment to make yourself happy, it comes down to who you are as a person that is going to dictate your fulfillment and your joy in life. And so, as I said, all of these things are super important. Become qualified in a recognized trade, or gain some kind of qualification so that you work a career where there are benefits, where there is demand for the line of work that you do. Therefore, you can make a larger income, and not just any person can take your job. That's the main thing. Live with your friends for a bit. Like, enjoy being with your friends and going through heartaches and friendship issues and going through the difficult shit that will sort out who your mates are, who your true mates are that you bond with, because you want to keep your friends for the rest of your life. You don't want to keep coming and finding new people and having people walk out, despite that being the natural way that life works. Life always cycles through, but you want to make good bonds, and by living with your mates, I feel like that's just such an incredible way to do it, and you're going to look back with so much fondness on the fun that you guys had. Another one, go travel, like experience something, or even, again, find a qualified trade that is recognized worldwide, where you can go overseas and work on a visa and meet people and actually fully immerse yourself in the experience of being in another country. It's so worth it. And as I said, your 20s are the time that you want to have fun and experience these things, because when you hit your 30s, that's when you're going to want to, sort things out. Another one, as I said, take care of your body, exercise, drink well, sleep well, eat well, do things that make you feel good on the inside, that nurture your soul, not just getting dopamine fixes from doing, just pointless shit. Like, take care of yourself. Like, go party, but come back and make sure that your body recovers and that you're not just abusing your body and doing all these ridiculous things without putting number one first, without putting yourself first. And as I said, live with your future self as the priority. Like, think of your future self, think of what your future self would want and who they're going to look back on as and think like, fuck yeah, I really put in the yard so that right now I'm living this like this magnificent life that I wouldn't be able to do if my past self just indulged in whatever they wanted. So that's the message for today. Thank you for watching. All the links are everywhere. This is the Spirit Gang channel. I'm Brendan, and take it easy. God bless.